afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Thiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. There we're syndicated. You can also find the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. We're going to talk about yard art. I love art in any fashion, any way. You can also have beautiful yard art in your garden as well. Now, I have a link right there to Amazon. Really good pair of tin snips are what you're going to need. I've had these for absolute years, and I've cut a lot of tin, I've cut a lot of metal on these, and they are fantastic. And I wanted to show you, I'll kind of give you an example of this one right here. It's one of my favorites. I love the blue. Now, this is just a regular tin can from beans or dog food or something. I'm not sure what this came out of, but you can also put this together. Now, I've had a little more extensive video earlier on how to do this, so we're going to kind of skip over some of the stuff and get you right into how to make this part right here, which also has the two-part epoxy on it. And all I did, I don't know if you can see it, but when the sun hits this, it's absolutely amazing. And you'll see the sparkles and what have you on that as well. But I want to just show you how easy this is. And you don't have to be perfect. All you have to do is be artsy. That's all it takes. So I'm going to, now this tin can right here, you want to clean it, you want to get everything out of it. Now I had the lip part, I cut that off, and I also did that with my can opener. I happened to buy that also on Amazon. Okay, so this is all you do. Going ahead and put, and you know something, I've never cut myself, but wear glasses if you want to, just in case something were to kind of snap up, and also wear gloves if you feel safer doing that. I've just done so many of these that doesn't even faze me anymore. So what you want to do is get your snips and go just as low down with the snips as you possibly can. Okay, this is how easy it is. Take a look. My preference, now you can make big ones, you can make wide gaps, whatever you want to do. I happen to like the little ones, and so I'm going to do a few of them so you can see, probably about a ½ an inch, something like that, that quick. But what I like about the small ones is, here you go, hope you can see what I'm doing really clear. I like a smart, they have this it's just gravity helps. And so they have this automatic, beautiful layout, kind of like this. And this is a little bit bigger right here. And this one is too. But I just like the smaller ones. Now, does it take a little bit longer? Uh-huh. But I want to tell you what, the finished product is awesome. And you're going to have something really beautiful that you're going to have out in your yard. And let me tell you something, I was painting these. I stopped doing that. I'm just using the silver because I found out birds don't like silver, and they'll stay away from if you have grapes or if you have blackberries, they'll stay away from it simply because they just don't like silver. And they're pretty to paint. And if you're going to paint them, you need to use something that is going to hold up well, okay? I like something that has maybe a little bit of epoxy in it. Or if you get just the cheaper spray paint, you can do that. Just make sure you spray something on it. Now see how this is just automatically, it just makes this little pretty flower look right there. Now you could hang it up like that. You could just have one. I have two tin cans put together. So like that, I have a silver and then I also have the gold on there. And it just makes a real pretty one. But you can have it just like that and cut a hole right here in the middle. And just put some string on it and just let it hang out in your garden and when the wind blows. And I got this tape because my granddad always had muscadines and stuff like that. And so he always had these little pie tins. And it would make a hole that would be like the round, like that. And he would have it sideways and he put a little hole in the top of it. And he would use cord or something and put that and hang it up. And when the wind would blow, it would frighten the birds away. Now, I love birds, but I don't want them eating my grapes and my muscadines. So you can see how that just make sure you get it cleaned out really well. And this is going to make you a really pretty flower. I'm going to show you a real quick video. It won't take long to let you look at this. So just take a glance and you'll see what I've done. And I set it up actually in my greenhouse. That's like my sanctuary. I love the sanctuary is the greenhouse and the studio where I'm at right now and outside on my garden. But take a quick look. Okay, so here we are. We're going to the segment where we are making yard art. And these are made out of Pepsi Coke cans. Or any kind of can, it doesn't really matter. This is the bottom of it right here. So what we're going to do, I went on ahead and I've sprayed painted these things actually in 2 layers, okay? They need to be 2 thin layers. And let me show you the paint I love is this right here. Okay, it's Rust-Oleum, and I'm going to send a link down here. This is my go-to. This is the only one I'm going to use. I like the satin on it. But anyway, you can use whatever you want. But this is paint and primer all in one. Make sure you shake the cans really good too. So the next step is going to be putting these together. And this is one I've had outside since last year. And so they're together. And I found out that birds do not like white. So what I'm going to do with these, I'll put the white on the outside. And then say I'm going to put these 2 together. And then on the inside, we're going to put some glitter right here, okay? And it's so pretty when the sun hits it. You can't see right now, we're in the greenhouse, but it's really beautiful, and it kind of scares pests away. Back in the day, my granddad on this farm, you know, we bought the farm a few years ago, but my granddad would have grapes, and, you know, and the birds and stuff want to eat the grapes and things. So what he would do is just use old pie tins, and he would get them and hang them up, and they would move in the wind and that kind of thing, and so it would get rid of the pest. And I don't want to use any pesticides or anything like that. And I like birds. I just don't want them eating all my grapes and things and raspberries and things that we have planted outside. So this is what we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you just for a minute how you can actually cut the cans. Now use a can opener to get the top part out of it. So that's gone. And you can cut it any way you want to. So let's go ahead and try to cut it as straight as you can. By the way, find some old scissors that you use for absolutely nothing but this, if this is something you're going to do. So let's go ahead and I'm going to start cutting, and I'll show you how I do this. So here we go. Should wear gloves, but I've done so many of these things that I kind of know what I need to do. So let's go ahead and start just cutting these little. And it just has this natural effect that goes to it. Now, if you are using like bean cans and stuff like that, you're going to have some tin snips. This just won't do it. But for these, it's just like, you know, it's a very thin aluminum. So let's just go all the way around. And you don't have to be perfect, because guess what? Flowers are not perfect. So, I mean, you don't have to get anything and measure it and all that. Just do this. I think this works out really good. So here we go. I'm cutting some more of the can. Now I'm going to make 20 of these flowers, because they're going to go at the concrete garden. The concrete garden, I mean, it's functional and that kind of thing, but I'm an artsy person. So what I'm going to do is put all of these that you see right here, they're going to be putting those together, and they're going to be on the very end of the concrete, just to kind of give it a Donna look, and it looks kind of eclectic and all that. But it's an art thing, and I'm an artist, and I'm just always looking, you know, how that goes. Alright, so the last one, try to get it just to as even as you possibly can. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. So what I'm doing, I'm going to leave the inside like that, okay? It doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is bend this back, and it's kind of a couple of things you want to do. So let's go ahead and bend them back. Then I'm going to show you. And so you're not going to hurt yourself. I mean, if you're afraid, you might need to go ahead and wear some gloves. But I don't know. I used to. I just don't do that anymore. But here we go. After you make about 200 of these things, you don't worry about it. Okay, now I can leave it like that. But I'll have to tell you, it just seems, it's really pretty when you put some kind of a wedge to it. I think it's just pretty. It looks almost like a windmill. Plus, right here on this part, right here, see that was the edge of the, yeah, see that, it's not going to hurt you, see, look. Okay, so it just leaves the edge, but I'm going to show you, it's easier to cut them when you have it flared out like that. Okay, so here we go, there's one, and again, don't worry about being perfect. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and cut that one. And see how your scissors, now again, don't use your scissors that, you've got to make sure are functional. So, there we go. See how easy that is? And it kind of shortens it down just a bit too, and it makes the other part that you're going to connect this with look good as well. So, there we go. Just a few more and we're done. Boy, I've been cutting on these things. I'm going to make 20 of them, so I actually have 10 of the concretes ready with gardening in it. And so another thing you want to do, I'll move this out of the way. Okay. You want to get it on something hard. I'll put it here so maybe you can see it a little bit better. And just kind of hold it down like that. You can very well leave it like that if you want to. I just like color. So I'm just going to be putting really pretty color on these as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready for the resin effect. And then we'll be right back in just a minute. So y'all hang in there, okay? So you can see how easy that is to do. Costs virtually nothing, just recycled cola cans. And it was that easy. I wanted to mention this too about your scissors. Make sure these are the scissors you're going to use only for cutting the tin cans, okay? And don't let anybody else use them. Those are yours. Let's go ahead and cut into a commercial break, and we'll be right back in just a minute. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes. Begin
your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, we are back. We're making yard ornaments, and so I went ahead and made a few little videos that you can see me working outside, where actually I'm, with all of my equipment, that kind of thing. So we were talking just a minute ago about how to cut the cans, and by the way, these are a great value right here, $15.99, and I really love them. I've had them for years. They have a little safety latch with them right there as well, and I just love them. They're made from Stanley, and they're called Fat Max. The absolute best. I've used them for years, and they work really well, as you saw earlier, just with 10 cans. Now, I wanted to let you look at another brief video, so let's take a look at this one, and we'll be right back with this one. Okay, so I'm finishing off this segment of the show. So what I've done, I put the different colors together. Now, like I said, birds don't like white, but I've got to have some kind of color in there. I mean, that's just an art person in me, and I just think it's prettier that way. So I'm going to show you how I connect these and how they're going to stay. These are not going anywhere. So I use this product. It's called Quick Seal, and you can also find this from our sponsors at Walmart and with Amazon. So I'm going to leave you links to these so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, you can use a caulking gun, but I like this one. And so what you do now, you need to cut it at an angle. I don't know if you can see this. So there you go. You need to cut this at an angle with your scissors. So I'm going to show you what I do. This is like a little quick tip. Okay, so I've got one yellow one to go. So I'm making 10 of these to go on the side of the concrete. I'll be making another 10 of these a little bit later, but I wanted to show you the first 10. So what I want is for this part, see right here, I want the white to be on the outside of the yellow, but I don't want wind. We get tornadoes. This is Tornado Alley. I mean, I don't want the wind, blocking it off. Sometimes I think we're back in Chicago. So anyway, how are you going to get this to stay? Always make sure, by the way, when you're not using it, that you keep the cap on it. This stuff dries out like really easy. It's not expensive, but I just don't want to have to run to the store all the time buying stuff. Okay, so this is the inside. That's the white part. See that? This is the inside. So what I'm going to do, you don't have to use a ton of it either. So just going ahead and put just a bit right here. That's all you're going to need. Probably not even that much. I'm probably overdoing it there. So I'm putting that right there. I'm going to press this down inside. So this is the bottoms of the cola can. That's the bottoms of the cola can. And they are together. And that dries in just a few minutes. So what I'm going to do is put this over here to the side. So the next step is going to be right here. We're going to put the resin in. I'm going to show you how gorgeous that turns out. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the garden. First of all, before we get started, we've been talking about the yard art, the ornaments. And so what I've done, I'm trying to keep birds away from the garden. And so birds do not like the color silver, but artsy me, I had to go ahead and paint at least the tips of some of these. And so what happens is the reflection just really scares the birds away. Now this one, the cola cans is what I used on some, but this one right here, these are just regular like bean cans or whatever. And so I've got this going down every single aisle, and I still have more to put out there. But I just wanted to show you, first of all, the garden and what it's looking like. Now Phil has put the fencing up right here, and this is going to be good climbing here for the beans. These are the purple hulls, and you can see how they're really growing. And so the corn hasn't come up yet. I've just put a few seeds out, so nothing yet. And this is sunflower. Man, that thing's going to be pretty. Now, all this stuff now is from seeds. Now, these are the green beans. And you can see there are blooms everywhere. Man, we're going to have a mess of green beans. And so what's happening is, let me show you, they start kind of bending down. So you need some kind of a stake or something to put into the ground, like this right here. And now that gently holds it, okay? So it's not going to damage the stem. You know, you got your roots, you got your stem, then you got your flowers, or your leaves. And that's how you can test the health. But every single one of these came from seed. And they were also sprouted, just in paper towels. So here you can see how they are, and they're going to be climbing. And then of course here are the peanuts, and we've got a lot of peanuts. And so they're doing really well too. I'm anxious. I can't wait. This is the first time I've ever raised peanuts, and again we're doing this in the concrete block bed. You know, we've talked about that. We live on our soil test reveals, which we already know, it reveals we have a lot of sand here. And when it rains, it's like quicksand. And you never know, in my area right here in Geraldine, Alabama, we get floods. Then you'll go for a while with absolutely no rain. Okay, now these are beans, and these are what we call my Aunt Elizabeth beans. I don't know what kind of, I think there's some kind of a butter bean, but see how this is being trained. And so what Phil did is he put some stobs together. I'll kind of walk away so you can see what I'm talking about. So he put some of these stobs right here, and then he put this wire on it, and this allows the beans to climb up, and it's like a vertical garden. And so, see, this one is already going in it. Okay, and these are sweet peas right here. And then here is some celery right there, and more peas, celery, and then right there is sunflowers. Okay. Now you want to have, I want to show this to you just a few minutes. We got tomatoes and things that are planted in here, but and then the lettuce is doing pretty decent too. So we have lettuce, and then we also have cabbage coming up, and then we have celery, and then fennel over there as well. Now I'm going to walk you around here. This is where the potatoes are planted. I just planted these this weekend. These were planted about 2 weeks ago, and you can see they're doing pretty good. They're just plain old white potatoes. They're really good baked potatoes. Now I wanted to bring you here so you can just kind of see how we get started. I like 2 blocks. So what we'll do is put compost down on the first block, down here at the bottom. And then I fill it in with dirt and fertilizer, and then that's why these things are growing so well. I'm not sure what I'm going to plant in those, so there's one more row right there. This is pretty much, well, flowers. Lavender, oh man, I wish you could smell this lavender right here. Now this is a lavender that's really, really good for oils and that kind of thing. And I put them in my soaps. This is a marigold that I got from seed. And then, of course, I've got some more sunflowers out here, salvia right here, lots of those. But every single one of these flowers, butterflies, and now these didn't come from seed. I found these at the nursery. And so every one of these are bee friendly, and also your butterflies love these plants as well. Now I had some potatoes left over that had sprouted, and I went on ahead and put those in this big tub right here. By the way, when you go to let's just say you're going to go to the thrift store of any kind, a lot of times people bring things, items in these big tubs, and then sometimes what will happen is people will at the thrift stores, who own the thrift stores, want to get rid of them, and they'll just give you a really good price if you want them. So, and then I wanted to also bring you out here and let you see, these are grapes. These are Concord grapes. So again, Phil makes this fence right here so the grapes are climbing. Also wanted to let you get a good look at the raspberries. See there, they're already blooming out. We're going to have lots of raspberries this year. And all of these, I propagated the stems. I didn't think they would all come up. So there's, I think it's like 62 plants of raspberries. And so I'm going to be making a lot of raspberry juice for sure this year. And also the cold weather got my fruit trees this year. Or Phil calls them his. You know why? Because he had to dig about 20 something holes to be able to get these. I wanted to show you some of the bees, and they're happy bees. And so there they are. I'll kind of scoot in, get just a little bit closer so you can see. They're about to go out and start foraging. And happy bees going to have a lot of honey. And they also go out and feed off of the... all right, let's go out here. Here's an apple tree Phil planted this year. And so I'm hoping we can save this one. Two frost, extremely cold weather, I think, just killed them. There are the fig trees right there. We thought they were dead. And so we went on ahead and cut them back. And of course you can see they're alive. So we hope to have figs this year. Now this is something I wanted to show you right here. Okay, first of all, grape will live forever. It's like they live decades. And so we thought this one was dead. So all Phil did, he pruned these, cut them back. I thought, wow, man, he's pruned them back too much. But take a look. And so he went on ahead and put these poles together, and one over the other one on the other side, so they can actually climb. And that's what you want. And that'll be easy picking. And take a look at that one up there in the air. So what we did is we got these Velcro strips, which is easy to remove. And if you need to move it, and make them loose too, by the way. Don't have them so snug where they don't have room to grow. And then on the other side right there is muscadine. So I guess the grapes and the muscadines are going to meet. Now another thing I wanted to point out to you right here, you need to keep silver hanging. My granddad used to get pie tins. But this just, all it is, the bottom of that is just a cola can, and I've just cut it into strips. And then I went on ahead and collected tops off of canned food and stuff. This will keep the birds away from eating up all of your fruit. So I'm going to put some more of them out there. So that's not the end of it. So there are 3 of those, and all it is just pipes, plumbing pipes. That's all it is. I'm sure there's a technical word for that. So anyway, just wanted to kind of walk you around and let you see the garden and what we've done so far. Strawberries are on the other side of the house. And so I really can't show you a whole lot. Oh, let's go ahead and show you. Let you see what the blackberries look like. I love these, and I propagated these also. Mother had bought some, and so I just propagated them. She was cutting them off, and I put these things down into, look at that, blooms everywhere. So I put these down into some water and got some of that rooting compound, and all you do is just dip the bottom of it, has absolutely no root on it, and just put it in a pot, and they'll do their thing. So anyway, plenty of blackberry juice that we're going to have as well. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you later. Hang in there.
So I'm back. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned a little something. I know I keep learning. That's the thing about gardening. You can never know it all because there's always something new to learn. And a lot of it really depends on humidity, and it depends on the weather. We had a really rough winter this time, so we're having to adjust for that. Thank you so much for watching The Edge. My name is Donna. I am your host. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Figure out that podcast right there, netnewsnetwork.net, and you also have the Amazon website right there you can click on. And if you don't mind ordering through Amazon through the show, that kind of helps us pay bills around here. But again, thank you so much for watching.